You reach out to check on your plant, and your finger presses into a leaf. Instead of a healthy, firm resistance, the tissue gives way. It feels soft, squishy, and almost like the surface is melting under your touch. Finding a limp leaf often triggers an immediate instinct to reach for the watering can, assuming the plant is simply thirsty. In this specific scenario, adding more water accelerates the damage. Pouring water into the soil feeds the invisible mechanism that is actively tearing the plant's cellular tissue apart. That mushy texture represents an urgent physical countdown. Saving the plant requires looking past the surface to understand the structural collapse happening beneath the soil. Healthy plant cells function like microscopic water balloons, packing tightly to form a rigid, upright grid. But overwatering pushes out essential oxygen, causing roots to suffocate and rot. Upward water flow stops, and these perfectly inflated cells dehydrate, shrink, and lose their shape. Bacteria and fungi quickly capitalize on the dead tissue, spreading decay from the roots into the stems and directly into the deflating leaves. That mushy texture represents the final stages of internal decay, a total structural collapse as the plant rots from the inside out. While suffocation is the primary cause, sudden cold shock can trigger an identical collapse. This typically happens when a plant is exposed to sudden temperature drops near drafty windows or air conditioning units. As temperatures drop, fluid inside plant cells freezes into ice crystals that expand, violently rupturing the cell's outer boundary. Once thawed, these shattered walls possess no structural integrity. The leaf collapses because its internal balloons have popped. Localized bacterial or fungal infections provide a final cause. These pathogens enter through tiny wounds in the tissue, creating rapidly spreading, translucent mushy spots as they dissolve the plant structure. Whether the trigger is suffocation, freezing, or infection, a mushy leaf signals a critical failure that requires immediate diagnostic intervention. To diagnose the issue, bypass the surface of the dirt. Stick your finger a few inches deep into the pot to feel for heavy, trapped moisture that may be suffocating the roots. Since the soil surface can be deceptive, gently unpot the plant to inspect the root system directly. Healthy roots appear firm and pale, while active rot leaves the roots dark, slimy, and foul-smelling. If you find decay, use sterilized shears to aggressively trim away the infected roots. This physically severs the upward spread of the infection. Repot the surviving tissue in fresh, aerated soil using a container with proper drainage holes. This ensures excess water has an immediate escape route. This triage protocol interrupts the cycle of rot, resetting the environment so the surviving roots can breathe and begin the recovery process. Success in plant care comes from moving away from rigid watering schedules and toward actively reading the physical signs the plant provides. Soft, melting leaves provide a direct physical signal that the plant's environment, the oxygen levels, the temperature, or the moisture, has become dangerously imbalanced. Plants are incredibly resilient. Once the root cause is addressed, the remaining healthy tissue can focus its energy on recovery, and firm, structurally sound new growth will begin to emerge. Mastering this diagnostic mindset is the primary difference between watching a plant melt and cultivating a thriving, resilient indoor ecosystem.